So obviously, if you haven't seen, there was the reversal of the rulings in esports, which decided that he was indeed, weekly making himself play weaker. So he ended up getting suspended and fined. And so obviously people were like, well, Mort, how did you react initially? And what are your thoughts on that? So clearly I was wrong, right? Like, let's just not beat around the bush. Like, I gave the player the benefit of the doubt. I explained my reasoning why I gave the player the benefit of the doubt. And I was wrong. I was wrong for sure. I still stand by my logic and methodology. I still am not going to have this radically change me and now I'm going to think everyone's out to get me or anything like that. But if I've learned anything, it's that with competitive players, I called it out too, that I was too naive and that I didn't think the worst of people. And it's like, for competitive players who are always playing to win, I should have doubted more. I should have been a lot more skeptical, for sure. I also did say I trust my team, and that ended up being also the right call. The team, because I will say the cool thing that the team did is not only did they reverse the calling, but they went in and they dived deep, and they're like, well, here's how we're going to prevent it in the future. We're changing the format. We're adding this other stuff, which was like, awesome. Great job. We're really happy the team did that, and that's why they do that, and I just make game. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the gist of it. I've definitely been reading a lot of people who have been like, haha, this proves Mort's an idiot, which, like, okay, I'm never going to convince those people anyway. It's mostly just Reddit. But I definitely was wrong. But I still stand by that, my naiveness and looking towards the best in people has gotten me this far in life, and I'm not going to let that change this. But when it comes to competitive players, I'm going to be a lot more skeptical in the future. So, yeah. And I do also want to call out people like Bryce and Kiting and a couple others who were willing to have this conversation even though they disagreed, and have those conversation like adults, which was nice. So, yeah.